Heck, I might as well do the intro now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you're watching this on YouTube later, welcome to another stream in our Medieval 2, well, no, our Total War mod showcase stream series. Today, we're looking at a wonderful mod called Broken Crescent, which its custom intro is playing in the background here right now as I talk. This is an awesome mod which is set in the Middle Ages, much like vanilla Medieval 2. However, what it does is it shifts the focus of the entire map to the east. And as you can see by what you're watching right now, the focus of the mod is very much on the Middle East and Central Asia, and really doing justice to a lot of factions that got either ignored or done really poorly in vanilla Medieval 2. It's a really cool mod. I've talked about how in the past the Total War fan base has a bit of a Western European-centric attitude. They tend to sort of poo-poo and turn their noses up at any Total War setting which doesn't involve Western Europe somehow. And I've talked about how I think that's dumb, and I think we would all benefit from playing Total War games with more interesting and unusual settings, because we'd all learn something from it. And Broken Crescent is a shining example of a Total War campaign, I guess you might say, that moves away from Western Europe for once and actually goes somewhere else that's quite interesting, where there's a lot to learn. It also, historically, as a Medieval 2 mod, is pretty damn significant, because as far as I can recall, it was the first proper total conversion mod that anyone made for this game. Prior to this, people had basically just been playing stuff like Stainless Steel that overhauled the base campaign. This one decided to make something completely new, and as far as I can remember, I think it was the first one that really did it. I think it was the first one that had a whole roster of custom brand new units as well, that weren't just, you know, little retextures of vanilla ones. So, yeah. It's got some neat music too, as you can probably tell by listening to it. I really hope, as with all of these mods that have custom music, that none of the VOD gets muted. So if you're watching this on YouTube and you end up with a little bit of the VOD being kind of eerily silent suddenly, yeah, unfortunately that'll be Twitch's copyright algorithm thingy scrubbing the audio out, unfortunately, because that does happen sometimes. If the old content ID system picks up something that's in the, well, that's copyrighted, it's kind of annoying. On YouTube, they just take your ad revenue away, and I can live with that occasionally, but when on Twitch, they decide to just remove the audio completely, and that drives me bonkers, because there's no real way around that. Anyway, I'll usually, if it happens, I usually try and timestamp it so people know when it happens. Anyway, learn something from games? Heresy. I know. Remember back in the day, Stainless Steel and Broken Crescent were the big historical Medieval 2 Total War 2 mods. They were, yeah. They were kind of the two big ones that everybody played, until other stuff came along a lot later. So, single player, grand campaign, and this is what we're playing with. This is what the map looks like. It kind of takes you a bit, you know, it looks a bit odd at first, because the map is actually, like, it's not north facing up, it's actually slightly askew to fit more of the relevant landmass in a little bit more neatly. So that's the first thing you'll probably notice about it, but obviously you'll see all these different factions here. You'll see the map no longer includes Western Europe. It starts at Constantinople and just keeps going east all the way to India. So we'll take a little tour of the factions, shall we? The game may crash during this. One of the fun little features of Medieval 2 that was never patched out was that if you click through the factions enough times on the campaign screen, eventually the game crashes. So I might end up staring at my desktop momentarily, and then I'll have to reboot it. Unfortunate little thing, a quirk of the engine, I guess. But maybe I won't look at every single one of them in detail, but we've got the Romans. This is 1174 AD for reference, and this is of course what most people refer to as the Byzantine Empire, but really it's what's left of the original Roman Empire in the east, who are not having a great time at this point, as you can tell by their borders. They don't really control an awful lot of what they used to. They're kind of clinging on over there. You've got, obviously, facing off against them, the Seljuks of Rum, who kicked their asses, you know, multiple times. The Battle of Manzikert springs to mind. You've also got the Ayyubids down here in Egypt. You've got the Kingdom of Jerusalem. This is when the Kingdom of Jerusalem existed in 1174, so if you really absolutely must play as a Western European faction, you have at your disposal the Kingdom of Jerusalem, and you also have, somewhere here, there's another one. There's another one. Where is it? I forget what its damn logo looks like. At least I think Antioch's in the game, but maybe it's not actually. Maybe I'm misremembering. I could have sworn Antioch used to be in a version of this mod. I should say I'm playing with the Buff and Shine submod for this game, which patches it up and makes it a little bit better. Overhauls the mod slightly. You know what? I could have sworn that Antioch used to be a playable faction in this mod. I think maybe it got replaced with something else though. Maybe thanks to Buff and Shine. Anyway, you've got yeah, I'm looking at that map and I agree that the spot where Antioch probably ought to be is yeah, it's just greyed out and empty, isn't it? Never mind. Well, unless I'm having a bit of Mandela effect here, I could have sworn in the original Broken Crescent Antioch was playable. Maybe I'm just thinking of the Crusades campaign for vanilla though. I could just be thinking of that, admittedly. Anyway, there you go. There's the Kingdom of Jerusalem. You've got the Kingdom of Armenia, which is kind of a kingdom in exile in a way, because as you can tell, Armenia is actually over here, and the Kingdom of Armenia is here. And there's a load of history here, but basically, when the Byzantines and Turks overran Armenia in 1064, many Armenians fled to the haven of Kilikia, which was ruled by the Armenian warlord Philaratos Brachemios. Among these Armenian refugees were Prince Rupen and his son Gozdantin. Together, they established a new Armenian state in Kilikia, quickly ousting the local Byzantine armies. Over the decades, the Byzantines and Turks desperately tried to wipe out this new Armenia, but to no avail. So on and so forth. Great, really cool, interesting faction, awesome unit roster, and obviously your long-term goals, these guys, are to take back the homeland. Pretty fun campaign. I recommend playing as Armenia. They're pretty darn cool in this mod. I think I remember back in the days of written Let's Plays and AARs on the old Total War Center forums for this game. I think one of my favourite AARs was a Kingdom of Armenia one where they were trying to take back their homeland. Very entertaining read. Anyway, yep. Well, who else? What other highlights do we have? We've got the Principality of Kiev all the way up in the top there. You've got way over in the east. You've got the Karakitan Khaganate, which is kind of like the Mongols, but not entirely. They're all the way up here at this edge of the map. Campaigns difficulties rated as hard. And yeah, you can play as the Karakitai if you like. Quite fun. Quite fun. As it says here, their strengths are a good mix of nomadic and Chinese traditions. Their weakness, unfortunately, is the Mongols, who will arrive at your doorstep quite early on in the campaign, if I recall correctly. The Broken Crescent has the Mongol invasion element of the original Medieval 2 very much in force. And if you're playing as the Karakitai or any of these eastern factions, the Mongols arriving is going to be a massive challenge for you to overcome quite early on. So that's something to bear in mind. You can't unfortunately actually play as the Mongols, but this is kind of the closest you can get, I suppose. There's lots of others. I'm thinking, what else we got? The Kingdom of Makuria down here in south of Egypt, which is kind of interesting. Lots of other factions dotted around Arabia. To be honest with you, a lot of them I don't know much about, actually. The Khanate of Volga Bulgar, I think that's up there. That's these blue guys. Don't want to click on any more of these if I can help it, because it'll crash the game. It's the Chauhan Rajputs and the Paramara Rajputs as well. They're over here. Those are Indian factions. They, being India, obviously means they get war elephants and bucket loads of them, which is quite fun. Yes, can field large armies, Rajput warriors, and lots of elephants. So if you like your elephants, consider playing as one of the Indian factions. These guys apparently are campaign difficulty easy, so, you know, probably quite a good starting choice, actually. I'm going to play today as the Abbasid Caliphate, located right here in Iraq, because I think they're the guys who start off ruling Baghdad, which was a really, really important city in the medieval Middle Eastern world. And a bit like the burning of the Library of Alexandria, when the Mongols burned Baghdad and the library there, a lot of historical records and valuable information were lost to future historians. So I'm not going to do a full campaign, but I think I'm going to play as the Abbasids because they're slap bang in the middle of the map. They're a faction that probably should have been in vanilla Medieval 2 Total War, but weren't. And yeah, let's defend Baghdad from marauding Mongols and things, and try and right one of history's wrongs. So let's do it. Let's play as these guys. I'm trying to think. Are there other interesting ones? There's loads of other interesting ones here. Really, I mean, I'm trying to find the Kingdom of Georgia. They're another really interesting one to play as well, and the Cumans as well. I think are here somewhere. I want to say Kipchaks. I think the Cumans are around here somewhere. But yeah. Basically, all of these factions are wonderful and fully fleshed out and really interesting to play as. We're going to try the Abbasids. I think difficulty... We're going medium battle difficulty and hard No. Hard campaign is fine. Not very hard, thank you very much. So yeah, the Abbasids. Let's have a look. It can field a good mix of infantry and light cavalry. Lacks strong late period units, apparently. Campaign difficulty is easy/medium for these guys. The Abbasid Caliphs came to the throne after declaring a revolution against the Umayyads. The revolution's core was the Greater Khorasan province, now in Iran and Afghanistan. They successfully destroyed the army of the Umayyad Caliphate in the Battle of Zab River in 750. Following the battle, they seized Damascus, the seat of the Umayyads, and exterminated most, but not all, of the Umayyad royal family. Abu al-Abbas as-Safa was declared the first Abbasid Caliph. He made the city of Anbar, now in Iraq, the capital of the new Abbasid Caliphate. His empire extended from Iberia to the borders of India and China. When he died, he was succeeded by his brother, Caliph Abu Ja'far al-Mansur. During his reign, al-Mansur built Baghdad and encouraged his court to translate the books of the Persians and Greeks. Also during this period, Abd ar-Rahman, a remaining Umayyad prince, escaped to Iberia and established an independent emirate there. In 751, the Abbasid governor of Khorasan defeated a Chinese Tang dynasty army at the Battle of Talas. One of this battle's results was the introduction of Chinese paper to the Middle East. By then, the Abbasid Caliphate was one of the most powerful and wealthiest empires in the known world. One of the Abbasid period's notable caliphs was Harun al-Rashid, al-Mansur's grandson. During his long reign, the Caliphate reached its zenith in power and the pursuit of knowledge. He built many libraries throughout the empire. He brought thousands of Greek books to the House of Wisdom. The books of Galen and Aristotle were translated from Greek to Arabic. Also, during his reign, he launched many successful campaigns against the Byzantines. He paved the roads between the holy cities of Islam in Arabia and Iraq. And so on and so on and so forth. My God, there's a lot of interesting text here, but we really don't have time to read all of this. I would go ahead and say, yes, now it's 1174. The mighty great Seljuk Empire, which humiliated the caliphs for decades, has fallen apart. Will the Abbasid Caliph al-Mustadi flourish, improve the economy, and gain a foothold on the Iranian plateau? Who knows? We'll find out, I'm sure. But obviously, it seems like the Abbasid Caliphate has fallen on pretty hard times, considering how little land they control these days. Relos, thank you very much for the 3 months of subbage, and Mr. Endo as well. Thanks for the 6 months. Welcome back, my dudes. What is with the empty checkbox there? Just noticed that. Weird. Anyway, let's do this. We should get a unique faction intro. Yes, we do. We get a little intro cutscene for each faction in this game. It's rather nice. The only other mod I can think of for this game that does this is Europa Barbarorum 2. I can't remember whether or not Divide and Conquer has cool faction intros. I don't think it does, though. I never did figure out how to use the actual sort of cinematic making tools available for this game, which allow you to make such cool cinematics like this. Maybe one of these days I should learn it, just for the Let's Play making purposes on YouTube. You can make some really cool cinematics using this stuff. Looks like a pain in the ass to use, though, based on the tutorials. You're back from the gym early today, huh? Fair enough. Welcome back. Nice blood splatter. That's a neat effect. They actually ended up putting that in Shogun 2. The stream is a bit later than usual. Yeah, I started a bit later today because I was absolutely bloody knackered and had to have a nap this afternoon. Long story, but I had to get up super early. I only had about 4 hours sleep last night. We got custom quotes as well for the loading screens down here, as you can see, for the mod as well, which is always a nice touch. Oh, alright, we jump straight in, and it's going to ask us a bunch of questions about which scripts we want to use. So the governor script, you cannot build buildings or recruit units without a governor in the settlement. Not interested, no. Civil War mechanics. Choose this for greater role-playing mechanics. If your ruler ever reaches low authority rank, you may face rebellious subjects that culminate in open rebellion. This is mostly managed and interacted with via character traits and retinue. Generally recommended if you are seeking a greater role-playing experience. This cannot be turned off without starting a new game, however. Yeah, I would like that on. More role-playing sounds fun to me. Captain script is siege script. Do you want to activate this? You seeking a legendary challenge? With this enabled, armies must be led by family members or generals, otherwise they are prohibited from attacking other armies or settlements with captains. We kind of saw a similar thing to this when we played Stainless Steel yesterday. Same deal, basically. Except even harsher, arguably, because generals with small armies of less than 15 troops without siege education cannot even build any siege equipment. I'm going to go with no. It even says generally not recommended. No, thank you. Scripted historical invasions. Do you want to activate historical rebellions, invasions, and other events? Generally recommended. Yes. Sounds fun. Revive the Caliphate. The most perceptive defender of the true faith, Salah ad-Din Yusuf ibn Ayyub, the great Sultan of Egypt and Syria. May Allah make your kingdom eternal. I'm not playing as them. I'm not playing as Saladin. Why are you giving me this intro? Unless it's talking about us having an alliance with him, maybe, or something? I'm not sure. There's a lot of reading here, and I think most people want me to just get to the damn gameplay. So, okay. This is a fun mechanic. Okay, so you get this as every faction you play as in this game. Tolerate other faiths? Question mark. This land has a diverse population of different faiths, cultures, and peoples. Many within your realm ascribe to the true faith as prescribed by our rituals, sacred texts, and holy men, but some yet still cling to false beliefs. Should we tolerate the practice of these unbelievers and heretics? Some within your court argue fervently in favor of tolerance, arguing that being so, these minor ethnic groups will remain and will reward us for our lenience. Wealth, they argue, will flow freely in your land, strengthening us. Naysayers, however, reject this absurd notion. This transgression will be punished, if not in the next world, then surely here. What use will wealth be if the populace revolts, disgusted with our moral decline and debauchery? My lord, you have heard their arguments. I ask thee, should we be a tolerant society or not? I'm going to pick yes. However, that is going to come with some consequences. The new Abbasid Caliph has decreed that during his reign, dhimmis and even some other disbelievers may have the possibility to live in peace. In addition, the Abbasid Caliphate entered a new era of religious tolerance. Dhimmis will be protected by the Caliph as long as they pay jizya and will be allowed to practice their faith in their designated quarters. So, basically the way this works is, if you choose religious tolerance, purely from a gameplay point of view rather than role-playing, from a gameplay point of view, if you choose religious tolerance, you get a lot more money. It makes you richer. However, the downside to that is you have to contend with some serious public order problems. The opposite, if you go with intolerance, is that your public order is much improved, but you don't have as much money to play with. I think that's basically the general gist of how it works. So I guess I've opted for give me all the money, but also all of the angry people for this one. So here's us, basically. We control the Fertile Crescent itself. We've got Baghdad here, our capital, Samarra, Wasit, and Al-Basra down here. And what's our army like? It looks very small at the moment. We've got these guys. What are our bodyguard cavalry units like, I wonder? Probably quite good. We've got the Caliph's Guard here. They're skilled and heaviest soldiers in the late Abbasid army. They guard the Caliph at his palace and wherever he may go. And they're extremely loyal to him. I don't know much about this, I have to admit. I've never played as the Abbasids before. There's a book I've been meaning to get recently. I can't remember what it's called. It's by, I don't remember the name of the author. I've been reading his book called SPQR recently about the Roman Republic. It's very, very good. He's done a couple of other books as well. He did one about the Persian Empire, and he's done one as well, which is about the rise of Islam and the collapse of the Byzantines. And I've been meaning to get that at some point. I might be getting it as a Christmas present for myself. Because he writes very, very, very fun and engaging history books. I absolutely devoured his one on the Roman Republic. I thought it was absolutely amazing and really entertaining to read, and I really want to check out the other ones he did as well. I wish I could tell you who it was, though. As usual, I am just dreadful at remembering names. My brain keeps saying Dan Snow, but I know it's not Dan Snow. That's a totally different dude. Tom Holland, yes. Brilliant, thank you, yes. Not to be confused with the guy who plays Spider-Man on the TV in the movies. Completely different guy, same name. Thank you, Artorius. Appreciate it. Yeah, he's written some very fun, accessible history books on the subject of the Abbasid Caliphate. Rubicon, that was it, not SPQR. Brilliant, thank you. Yeah, can't remember names for anything, can I? Useless, especially when I've not had very much sleep, apparently. But yes, Rubicon is the name of the book I was thinking of. He wrote one as well on the early emperors, I think, as well, on the Claudian dynasty. If I seem to recall, I haven't read that one, but Rubicon's a really, really, really entertaining book. And I've been wanting to check out his other ones. So anyway, we've got Ghulam Horse Archers, although I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it. It might be Ghulam, possibly. I watched there's a YouTuber. If those of you who are watching this on YouTube right now, I suggest looking him up. He might even come up in your related tab, you never know. There's a YouTuber called M2TW. He's an Armenian-based YouTuber, and he does lots of Total War videos, and he is I think he either has a degree or a doctorate, I think, in Near East ancient history and whatnot. And I was watching him play a preview build of Total War Pharaoh recently, and he pronounces like every single name in the game like perfectly with the actual correct pronunciation it's actually supposed to have, and it's a wonderful thing to see. It's been educational to watch that. I highly recommend checking that out if you've got some spare time. Okay. So these guys look pretty good. They got good armor and whatnot. Armored and adequately equipped with standard bows, the training of these men has been excellent. They are very prepared for war and have no qualms about shooting infantry down from afar, though they dislike being under fire themselves. You know, they kind of fight like, well, they're horse archers, basically. Quite well armored ones. And we've got Adath infantry, who kind of look like your standard spear militia type dudes. Taken from their dwellings by a personal guard to the nearest city, they doubt they will ever see their farms or families again. Yes. And then we've got Adath bowmen, which is the same thing, basically, except with bows and arrows. Crown Prince Al-Nazir. Hello. He's only 16, apparently. He's a Sunni Muslim, heir apparent, natural commander, likes the dark. +1 command when fighting at night. And he's a night fighter, naturally. Healthy, fertile, and his army has full supply at the moment. Heir crown. This crown's passed to the next faction heir who will inherit the throne of your kingdom following the death of the faction leader. Gives you +2 loyalty, +8 authority, +2 local popularity, and +1 troop morale. Got some local mercenaries, some Bado camel archers, some Omani mercenaries, and some Turkoman mercenaries. Can we recruit? Oh boy, we can recruit lots of stuff. Whoa. Okay, that's a pretty packed roster. There's some units that we can't get yet. They'll be available in 10 turns, 13 turns for these guys. Faris heavy infantry. These seem to be sort of your Arabian equivalent of like dismounted knights, I suppose. Yeah, something like that. And Faris dismounted archers, Faris lancers. Let's see what we keep on these guys like. Pretty high. Ghulam cavalry, Askari nobles. Yeah, there's a lot. We've got a lot of choice to play with here, haven't we? My goodness. And that's an interesting name to try and pronounce. M2TW. These guys. They look pretty good. Total defense 26, attack 9. That's actually very good. Very high defense stat. The only thing that's got them beat is the Abner heavy spearmen up here, when we can't recruit them yet. How much? 2 turns, 1,600 florins. I feel like it ought to be dinars or something rather than florins, really. Maybe they can't change that though. It's a hard-coded thing. Yeah, I want some of these. Bedouin spearmen, nah. Arabian swordsmen. They're not so bad. Bedouin archers. Junior Hulem cavalry. I think I want the Faris heavy infantry and some lancers and between you two. I think I want the Askari nobles. It's gonna take a little bit to recruit them, but it should be worth it. What have we got building-wise then in Baghdad? Baluster towers, racing track. Yeah, we've got a lot of religious unrest. Because, oh yeah, we're a real melting pot, Baghdad. We've got Sunni Islam as the official religion, but we've also got Eastern Christianity, Latin Christianity, a tiny bit of it. Shia Islam, Khariji Islam, pagan gods, Judaism, and heresy and Manichaean beliefs. Yeah, it's a lot going on, and yeah, a lot of religious unrest as well. Also, fucking loads of squalor as well, my god. Yeah, this is a rather unhappy city at the moment. Let's see what we can do to try and fix that, shall we? Sunni Madrasa. Shisha Bar. Oh, that's retraining costs reduced by 20%, public health bonus 10%. That's pretty nice. Is there anything else out there that would also make people happy? Arguably, you should be building economic buildings too, but oh, little bit of a weird text hiccup here. But it looks like basically the general gist of this, the way it works, I think, is if you build this Dhimmi community here, refers to a protected person, refers to specific individuals living in Muslims' lands who are granted special status and safety in Islamic law in return for repaying the poll tax, so on and so forth. Basically, I think you'll get a certain chunk of money from this building this building, depending on the percentage of the population that has different religious beliefs. So it's 2 turns, it's 475 florins. I'm going to build it right away. The main thing is, though, that you get that minus 3% religion conversion for your own religion. So, however, you get the increase of tradable goods, public order bonus due to law. Actually goes down. That's not necessary. You know, maybe we won't do that right now. Actually, I'm not sure we can afford to lose public order right now. We need to build it up. Actually, Silk Caravan, Shisha Bar, military settlement, public order bonus due to law is 15% on that one. I think that's our best bet. right off the bat. 4 turns. It's kind of expensive, but I think we maybe need it. What about some of these other towns? I don't think there's anything we can afford to build right now in these ones. Oh yeah, Baghdad's pretty pissed. I need to lower the taxes. Actually, speaking of taxes, ooh. We're going to be going to the red next turn if I don't do something. Question is, what is that something going to be? I don't think we've got any free garrison units right now. I don't think we even have any castles, do we? Oh no, we do have one there. Are we at war with anyone? We're at war with the Uyunids. Wherever the heck they are. I have absolutely no idea. Where are the Uyunids? We've got some rebel towns over here we could go and bully, I suppose, although they're quite well equipped, aren't they? We've got a spy here. This place looks like easier pickings to start with. Slightly easier pickings, anyway. They've got some pretty good infantry in there, you know. Problem is, I've got some very good cavalry, but most of my infantry is absolutely pants. Which is a bit of a problem. Oh, wait, no, we've got these guys. Abner heavy spearmen, that's something at least. I don't know what we're going to do here. I'm trying to disband a few units here and there. Try and ease the burden on our. I think we need to go conquer something, really. I think that's ultimately what we probably need to do. I mean, we could send our merchant to go and grab something. Well, that's something, actually. That's silk. That's worth a lot. Right next door. Right outside our capital. There we go. Right. Perfect. Can I recruit another merchant by any chance? Doesn't look like I can. I can recruit another diplomat or another imam. But I don't think I can recruit any more merchants. And Samara is looking really rebellion prone at the moment. That's not good. Kurdish javelin men. You know what? I can probably live without you guys in the main army right now. So you go over there and do garrison duty. Maybe religious tolerance wasn't all it was cracked up to be, judging by how angry everybody seems to be now. Oh dear, I don't think there's much I can do about this place. Yeah, they're angry. Who are our neighbors? I'm going to use a little cheat here. It's called toggle FOW. Because I want to know who my neighbors actually are. Alright, okay, no, those are the Zengids. We're actually at peace with them. Who are we at war with then? These guys, I think. Yeah, we're at war with this lot down here. Okay, good to know. Alright, so if we want to go this way and talk to the Zengids first, probably a good idea. I don't mind using the toggle foggle war cheat in this game because you really ought to know where things like cities are, you know? It would only make sense in game, in the world. Okay, that puts our projected treasury total at minus 301, which is not the worst thing in the world, I guess. But it just kind of leaves us with an army that's just a little bit crap. And I don't know how I'm going to use it to take a settlement that's guarded by Tharis heavy infantry. It's not a tremendously brilliant state of affairs, frankly. And I think if I remove any units from Baghdad right now, the place is going to start getting really pissed off with me.
How may I serve, Sultan? We march.
We have good cavalry, but that's not going to help us in a siege. Unfortunately, in Medieval 2, your cavalry can't dismount and fight on foot in sieges. So we're kind of boned.
What is the Sultan's will?
In that regard. I have queued up a bunch of things to recruit here, but it's going to take 2 turns. I can cancel the cavalry. I guess we don't need them right now.
Orders.
I might have to do for now. I still don't know what I'm going to do about. Can I move you guys out and still maintain public order? No is the answer. Heck no.
Orders.
Probably should have disbanded that unit that was here. Indian Ocean Trade. Ooh, nice. Is there anything I can build here that would make people less angry? A military settlement would do the job. I just have not quite enough money for it though. It also take 4 damn turns. Wooden wall, I guess. Or something. I haven't Madman on. It's the first I've even heard of it, as a matter of fact. Alright, end turn. Now, as a Medieval 2 mod, unfortunately, as we've discussed before when we played Stainless Steel, the end turn times are a little bit lengthy. It's because of all the custom scripts. There is no way around this. Basically, every Medieval 2 mod we're going to play in this showcase series is going to have the same problem of the end turn times being a little bit long. There is basically nothing to be done about it. So, when you hit end turn in this in Medieval 2 with mods, you just have to go put the kettle on, really. Make yourself comfortable. You miss the ability to build walls and build and upgrade walls in every settlement. Yeah, I do too a little bit actually. Bride presented. Sure, I guess. Faction announcements. Okay, traits and stuff. Supply excessive. Plus 1 morale for soldiers, but the army will move slower due to the sheer number of wagons, money changers, horses, and various persons they have in tow. Yeah, if you leave an army in a town long enough, they actually take on a little bit too many supplies, which is kind of fun. Various retinue things coming into effect, like the Privy Seal and what have you. It's just similar to stuff that we saw when we played Stainless Steel. Lord High Steward. These are titles we can give out to another general, basically.
What is the Sultan's will?
Give them to this dude here.
As my Sultan will.
How is the loyalty of our generals? Mohammed there is a little. Oh boy, we have a lot of disloyal generals. It turns out this town doesn't even have a general. Kaimaz here is not a very loyal chappy, is he?
Infidels to kill, Sultan.
I'm going to send you to the capital.
Resting here. Orders.
You're fine. You're the crown prince, so you're pretty damn loyal. You are not very loyal, though.
Sultan wills.
You can get to the capital. Let's try and boost his loyalty a little bit by making him Lord High Steward. There we go. That should increase it a little bit. He's also the Emir of Samara, apparently. That gives him -2 loyalty because he actually has a lands and titles and stuff. Makes him a bit big for his britches, I suppose, is the idea. Marriage celebrations, retinue expands. Yeah, okay. Now then, Al-Basra. You gonna stop being angry with me anytime soon? Doesn't really look like it, does it? Our first act of the game might be sending this army to go and crush a rebellion, it's kind of looking like to me, honestly. Deary me. At least we're not in debt. That's always good. The economy isn't completely busted. Which means there's hope. For now, Al Nasir, I think we're just going to have you sit tight. I could get him to besiege this town. Maybe that's not a bad idea, actually. They've got pretty good units. They got a couple of pretty good units anyway. My thinking, though,
What is the Sultan's will?
is we give this guy the Caliph's Guard. Although I feel like role-playing wise, that feels wrong somehow. I feel like the Caliph Guard should be with the Caliph at all times. That just doesn't work for me. We'll give him some of these Ghulam horse archers though. Go down here, lay siege to the place,
Besieging the enemy.
maintain siege. But my intent here is basically just to wait these guys out until they either starve to death. 4 turns, it's all it's going to take apparently. Or they'll sally out to attack us, and if they sally out to attack us, then we can actually use our awesome cavalry to full effect. So that's my thinking. That's how we're going to play that. I'm not going to try and assault the walls, I'm going to starve them out. And I'll keep anxiously glancing at this place. I don't even have a general here to like recruit some mercenaries to send over there either, is the tricky bit, you know. Let me just check. Can I recruit another merchant anywhere? Any merchants available? Merchants, anyone? No? Okay. Good afternoon, Aurelius. Now, I'm just going to use the cheat again. Where? Wrong command there. I think I just gave a faction 25,000 money for free there. Whoops. Whatever. I wanted to do toggle FOW. There we go. Yeah, because I wanted to see where the Zengids are hanging out, and it turns out they're hanging out over there. There we go. Hi there, guys. Do you want trade rights? Oh, it's generous, apparently.
A well-considered offer, Sadiq. I accept.
Brilliant. Would you like map info as well?
For me to hear, then? I see little my people need in your offer, Sadiq.
Okay, fine. You're robbing me here, man, but fine. I'm gonna move over here and actually just watch what happens here. Ghazi bin Maudud. Maudud! Maudud! Ghazi bin Maudud! Age 30, 4 command stars. Mildly chivalrous. This is a bodyguard unit, like Atabeg's bodyguard. Oh, these are Turkic guys, aren't they? Yeah, they're like a splinter faction of the Seljuks or whatever. I think, something like that. My knowledge of this period of history is very ropey indeed. Please calm down, Al-Basra. Please, for goodness sake. There's 2 more turns until I've built a wall and will hopefully make you slightly happier. Don't know why that would make you happier, but apparently it might. At least my merchant is still trading all that silk, which is good. Alright, let's hit end turn. Luckily this mod's end turn times are actually a little bit shorter than stainless steel, so it could be worse. They added 2 new campaigns in Age of Empires 2 Rome, including the Punic Wars campaign. Oh, that's pretty sweet. Is that? Wait a minute. Are they campaigns for Age of Empires 2, or are they campaigns for Age of Empires 1 being played within Age of Empires 2? Because it's all confusing now. I know you can play as the Western Romans in Age of Empires 2 now, but I know you can also play old school AoE 1 within AoE 2 these days, if you bought the expansion thingy. I know they were going to add the classic AoE 1 campaigns, weren't they? Yeah, okay, yeah, I gotcha. It's the classic AoE 1 campaigns they've added into it finally. I might check that out actually at some point, burn that up and play a little bit of that, because the one thing I didn't like about that expansion is that it didn't have the old AoE 1 campaigns in it. But now it does, so... Ismail ibn Nasr. He's very loyal, that's off to a good start. Sunni Muslim, confident attack, a promising commander, loyal, understands trade, wary of Zengids. -1 command when fighting against the Zengids. Well, I'm not planning to fight the Zengids right now, so that's okay. Yeah, welcome aboard, man. He's loyal as heck. Revolution in Egypt. Salahuddin Ayyub has declared himself the Sultan of Egypt and Damascus and has abolished the Shiite Fatimid Caliphate, reinstating the Sunni faith in Egypt. Old Saladin himself. Actually, he would have been a really good choice to play as for this showcase, admittedly, actually, because, I mean, come on, it's Saladin. What a badass. But I wanted to play as this faction very specifically because the Abbasids aren't actually in vanilla Medieval 2 at all. So, a gift. The council gave us a grand for free. Very nice. Trait increase. Mohammed. Supply excessive. Okay. And recruitment report. Ah, brilliant. We recruit those extra infantry in Baghdad. Let's send them to join Crown Prince Al Nasir. If I can, there we go. If he can hold still for a minute so I can click on his banner. Talvani87, thank you for the 19 months of subbage. Welcome back. So, three more turns to go. Warhammer Elite, thank you for the Prime sub as well. Let's move you in there. And I think this works a little bit like it doesn't stay in the still. If you bring these guys back to the capital, they're in court, and therefore their loyalties will hopefully go up a little bit. K-Maz here, he's only got one loyalty. Winning first, Fear of the Dark. Ooh, he's scared of the dark, really? That's amusing. -2 command fighting at night. +1 to personal security. Mixed loyalties. Wrestles with the problems of trying to serve his interests as well as that of his superiors. +1 dread, -2 loyalty. Swift to judge. Makes hasty and often unfair decisions over the people. +1 to unrest. Relatively healthy. Supply excessive. Indifferent to the infidel. This man is generally unconcerned about who is an infidel or not when it comes to matters of business and state. I like it. He's kind of a bastard, but he doesn't care what god you worship. He's an equal opportunity dickhead. And this is our new guy, right? Ismail Ibn Nasser. 25 years old. Tempted to give him an office, but I think we ought to give one to K-Maz instead, because his loyalty is so poor. So, K-Maz, I'm going to try and keep my enemies closer, as they say, and make you give you the Privy Seal. Yeah, can be entrusted to a man you trust, or would hope to trust more. If I recall, this whole Privy Seal mechanic, this whole thing with the little titles and stuff, this is all borrowed from the original medieval Total War. This whole thing here with little titles and things like Lord High Steward and whatnot. If you've never played the original medieval Total War, not Medieval 2, but the original, I highly recommend it. It's a really, really fun Total War game in its own right. And it had a really fun mechanic with titles and things that you could grant to various generals around the map. And it worked very much like this. You had these titles, and you could hand them out to the people who you felt like needed them to boost their loyalty and stuff like that. It's a fun little feature of the original Medieval that a lot of Medieval 2 modders actually decided to bring back, which I think is neat. Oh dear, did the Zengids lose? They certainly didn't take the town. Maybe they got distracted and had to go somewhere else, huh? Well, let's, where could we go next with our little diplomat? Again, my geography with this kind of sucks, so I'm going to cheat and see where else we ought to go. Could probably go up here and say hello to the, Eldeguzids, whoever they are. We'll go up there, have a word with them. Could do with another diplomat, really, actually. Can I recruit one down here? I can. Yeah. People call it The Witcher 3 music, and it's not. It's a bit of Irish folk music that predates video games entirely. But everybody's heard it originally, probably for the first time when playing The Witcher 3, so everyone says, "Oh, is it Witcher 3 music?" No, it's actually Irish folk music. Not this we're listening to right now, by the way. Dogs That Say Meow is referring to something completely different. Weird thing to me is that this town is really unhappy, but they haven't actually rioted yet. Not sure what that's about, honestly.
I serve your will.
There's still time, though, I suppose. The Celtic music you're thinking of, yeah. I forget what it's actually called. Someone told us last time this topic came up. But it's a very specific bit of Irish folk music, which gets used a lot in video game soundtracks. Do you have Civil War protection? Don't think so, no. Nope, nothing like that. They're angry, but apparently not quite angry enough to start rioting. I can't believe Irish folk music ripped off The Witcher 3. Could send our new guy, Al Nasser, or whatever his name is. No, and Al Nasser is our crown prince, wherever the new guy was. Right, yeah, they want to go talk to the blue guys, and that's already what I'm doing, so. Hi, guys. Hello. Trade rights? Hooray! Map info? Hey, there we go. Instant success. We've been given 2 units of Kurdish javelin, man. I'm gonna be honest. They have free upkeep right now, admittedly, actually. But not really what I was hoping for. Good to know that Kurdish javelin men are free upkeep, though. Also, hi there. Who are you guys? The Salgarids. Let's go have a chat with you, shall we? Would you like some trade rights? Would you like map info? Oh, okay, you can have it for 280 florins. There you go. So you guys hang out over here in Persia. Good to know. You seem a little far from home, my dude. Also, let me go sound options. Okay, speech is at 100. For some reason, the unit speech seems really quiet for some reason. Faction announcements. Okay, Crown Prince Al Nasir, his troops are foraging now at this point. Obviously, they're still laying siege. His troops are getting a little hungry. -1 morale. Ismail ibn Nasir, Amir of Baghdad. And Muhammad, Black Eunuch. Interesting. So, what have you been given? Amir of Baghdad. He holds the governorship of Baghdad. Interesting. Interesting. Thought you... Oh, no, you're the Sultan of Baghdad. You're not an Emir of Baghdad. Interesting. So you're the Caliph. You're the Sultan of Baghdad. You, though, you're officially the Governor of Baghdad. Good to know. I could give that to someone else. But I don't think I will, because it's -2 loyalty if you hand it to someone else. But he can afford it, because he's quite loyal to begin with. So that actually kind of works out. Plus 10% tax collection as well to boot, which is not bad. In fact... We can raise taxes quite a bit now. No, maybe not quite that much. Yeah, we can raise taxes just a little bit now. One more turn till the military settlement's done. The House of Wisdom. Yes, this is the place. This is the place that got burned down by the Mongols, if I recall. And, yeah, like as I mentioned, I can't remember if I mentioned it in the actual main stream or if it was in the pre-stream segment, but, yes, much like the burning of the Library of Alexandria, a lot of really useful information was lost as a result of that. Thanks, Genghis Khan, you dick. Right, where should we send you next? Guess up here to talk to the Georgians, I guess.
Here, mighty Sultan.
2 more turns until you boys surrender. I could assault the walls. I don't really want to, though. I want you to come out and fight me. came as. I think I want to send you to go and join the Crown Prince.
Forming a force the infidels will fear.
Your 43 bodyguard cavalry, yeah, 43 Caliph's Guard will be quite handy in the upcoming fight, I think.
I serve your will.
Right, where should we send you? Maybe down this way, because we're actually at war with the faction down here, the Uyunids, and I'd like to try and get peace with them if we can. Rebel army revolted. My Sultan wishes you dead! Ah, what a classic Medieval 2 line. I'm a little worried about him, actually, I must admit. At least Al-Basra is not Red Public Order anymore. On the other hand, there's a nasty rebel army right next door. Let's build a Shisha Den. Why not? Try and cheer up the population slightly more. I'm hoping maybe he'll come and fight them. Captain Ayaba of the Sulgarids there. You want to come over here and rescue my bacon, my dude? I'd appreciate it if you did. Never know what actually was lost either. Yeah, I know. Fortune hates historians, as they say. I really want to build this Dhimmi community thing, but our public order is just not very good. Let's build a Shisha bar there, at the very least, in Samara. It's a really interesting mod. I've said it before, but it's one of those mods that, or much like other Total War games actually, that I play and it inspires me to want to learn more about the setting. Shogun 2 was like that for me. Actually, so was the original Shogun Total War actually, because I played that long before I played Shogun 2. But I got super interested in medieval Japan as a result of Shogun Total War. Whoop. Kind of the same deal with Rome Total War as well, actually, I have to admit. Like, I'd learned about the Romans in school and whatnot and thought they were cool, but when Time Commanders came along on the TV and Rome Total War itself came along, and I played that, I became pretty obsessed with ancient Rome for a very long time and learned a ton about it as a result. And I think that's one of the wonderful things about Total War games, and that's why I'm such a... whoa, that's a big rebel army. That's why I'm such a strong proponent of Total War games that have more unusual settings, and that's why I'm such a big fan of Total War Pharaoh. Actually, in many ways, as an excellent example of this, because I like playing these, learning a little bit about the history through the medium of playing the game, and then going on from that and being like, right, I'd like to read some more and learn about this properly. And I'm playing this right now. This is making me want to go buy that book I mentioned actually and read about this. Yeah, more Total War games with unconventional settings, please. That would be nice. Total War Pharaoh is an excellent step in the right direction. Because I'm gonna be going looking at good books on the Bronze Age. But when I get really stuck into Pharaoh when it comes out on the 11th and I start playing a ton of that, I'm gonna be looking at books on ancient Egypt and the Hittite Empire and whatnot, for sure. Take a rebel settlement. The one town I decided not to besiege, huh? Fussy Council at it again. New family member Hakam. Trade increase. Ismail ibn Nasir. Supply excessive. Okay, cool. Whatever. Supply desperate for Crown Prince Al Nasir right now. -3 for morale for soldiers. -10% movement due to time spent searching for and requisitioning supplies. He probably should have... I probably should have moved him into Baghdad before commencing this expedition, shouldn't I? Because then he'd have more supply. Oops. Never mind, the siege is nearly over. My troops are not going to have very good morale when we fight, but... because they're going to be diseased and starving, like a lot of attackers in siege battles were, but hopefully it'll work out anyway. The Ayyubids in the Kingdom of Jerusalem are at war. That comes as absolutely no surprise whatsoever. Saladin wants to take back the Holy Land.
What is the Sultan's will?
Yeah, 1 turn until surrender. Out of curiosity. Where's the morale stat? Does it not actually list it? That's weird. It doesn't actually tell you what the unit's morale stat is in Medieval 2. I never noticed that before. Because I was just going to try and find out, like, how much of an effect would -3 morale actually be. But I don't know. Huh. Well, anyway. Let's build a shisha bar here in Baghdad as well. Keep trying to cheer up the population. Look, I'm going to distract you all from the fact that we're not burning the heretics by making you all high as kites. Is that okay? Is that good? Does that work for you, citizens of Baghdad? Because it works for me. Oh, I'm really worried about you guys.
There will be much honor in this.
Hello there, Sardib and Shankar. With your senior Hulam Lancers. You're doing me a concern right now. You're also blocking my diplomat's path, which is really rather irritating. Well, these days, most of the modern Total War games, Wolf Mirror, you just download them on the Steam Workshop. It's quite easy to install mods. And honestly, most of these Medieval 2 mods, they just come with installers. You just download the installer, run it, and you're good to go. Double click the desktop icon and off you pop. It honestly could not be simpler.
I serve your will. Na'am, Sultan.
Right. Where's our man up here? Yeah, there he is. Go say hello to the Georgians,
As you will,
who are currently under siege, so we will not be saying hello to those Georgians, apparently.
As you will, Sultan.
Alright, never mind.
Na'am.
Iran does not really get a break at any point in history, unfortunately, no. Unfortunately, not at all. Oh, what are the oil units up to? What are you playing at? Can't tell if that was a diplomat or a merchant. Aha! At last, they're sallying forth. Ali ibn Daya, we shall meet you on the field of battle. I hope this goes well, because I do have a bit of a numerical advantage, but not a huge one. And my troops are knackered and unhappy because they've been doing a siege for a couple of years now. And the morale's not very good. So
There's nothing this day except death.
let's hope this goes well. We can take advantage of our cavalry at least. That's the main thing.
Unit, await my orders.
Okay, right. First things first. I need to pause. I need to go out to here and launch FreeCam, which is a free little bit of software you can download from Medieval 2, which gives you modern Total War camera controls, which is real nice. I'm now going to pause the game, however, because you guys all need to drop your siege weapons. I need to form up some kind of battle line here, so let's unpause. Yep, right, you've ditched the siege equipment. Kurdish swordsman, Abner heavy spearman, Adath infantry, Faris heavy infantry, M2TW warriors as well. That's our line of infantry, basically. Need you guys to form up in a nice little line here, please. Something like that would do. Quickly, though. You guys... Yeah, you're fine like that, actually. And then the cavalry. Get you formed up at the back. Now, can you guys, like, form shield walls or anything? I'd like to take a minute to look at these lovely units, actually. Because one of the greatest things about Crescent back in the day was how pretty the units were. Just going to pause for a second and have a look at them. So these are the Abner Heavy Spearmen. These are very, very high defense spearmen. They're very good. Good at holding a battle line, I think. And then you've got the Kurdish swordsmen. Then the Ardath infantry, which are kind of armed peasants, basically. Then we got the Faris heavy infantry. These guys do look badass, I gotta say. Nice axe thing you got there, my dude. They look like they probably kick ass. And then we got these chaps as well. Then behind them, the Nubian archers. And then at the back, we got Faris lancers. So looking pretty darn cool. We got the Caliph's Guard. All armed, kind of like Byzantine cataphracts, basically, really. Byzantine / Persian cataphracts, I suppose. Then we got the horse archers, we've got more Caliph's Guard, we've got Faris cavalry, which is the horse archer version of the lancers, basically. Alright. Yeah, send the horse archers out around the sides. You guys doing fire arrows for some reason? You are, aren't you? You really shouldn't be. Now, can any of you form a shield wall of any kind? Doesn't look like it. Thought I turned off flaming ammo. Why are you still using it? Right, so what they got coming at us? Syrian noblemen. Oh, they look kind of beef, actually. They're just going to do a cavalry charge right into our front. Kind of looks like they are. Oh my god. Just me. Oh yeah, they went straight into my swordsman as well. That probably did a ton of damage, actually. I'm seeing a lot of dead heavy infantry on the floor there. Ouch. Do you have skirmish mode on? You do. Move you guys up that way. Move you here. Right, it's going to be a simple hammer and anvil affair, this, isn't it, really? Alright, you guys going to be able to do this charge properly? Yes, you are. Right in the bum. How'd you like them apples? They're dropping like flies. Still says victory is a distinct possibility. No, okay, now it's switched finally. What's going on over here? You're being charged by infantry. That's just embarrassing. Move. Some of you guys spread out a bit. Let's pull you guys back. You guys roll up the line in the middle there. You guys just, yeah, mow down those archers, honestly. Yeah, they're routing. boys. Get your charge on. I think they're trying to withdraw into the city, aren't they? Possibly. This is not going to be a proper charge, is it? You guys are just going to gently saunter it towards the enemy. Yep. Although they're routing, so... Or are they? No, they've decided to stop and fight. Alright, we'll fall back then. Let's charge those guys, because they're winning right now, it looks like. Let's put a stop to that. Yep, there we go, routing and broken.
Only half the enemy force remains.
You guys getting pinned down by spearmen, yeah you are.
Victory is well within our grasp. In time our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Let's get you guys to charge into the back of them. They haven't routed yet. Except they're about to, though. Yeah, broken. That thing's going in the middle. Relatively well, I think, yeah. Did any of our Faris heavy infantry even survive that? 4 of them. My god. 4 of them survived. That cavalry charge absolutely annihilated them. Yikes, man. I just recruited them. The Atabeg's bodyguard, hello. We brought the good cavalry out to play. Let's engage them, shall we? Very colourful uniforms. I like the purple and the green. Pretty neat. The Faris cavalry. You know what? You guys could probably take those Arab archers in melee. So just charge. Oh my god, you're still fighting these lads over here. I didn't even notice that.
General flees like an old woman. Attack and break the will of his men.
Are we going over here? Yeah. His archers are now routing.
The cowardly enemy general has been captured while running away.
Hehe.
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
And these guys are now routing as well. Okay, all things considered, that went pretty well, aside from my unit of Faris guys getting totally annihilated by a head-on cavalry charge. Noted. Next time, I will not put them in the front. We'll do the whole front rank of spearmen, rear ranks full of swordsmen thing. Alright, now is the battle over? Or... No, okay, it's not actually technically over yet. Boys. You've done great. But somebody is going to have to now pick up a ram. And get us in there, it looks like. This guy's getting so many kills right now. This dude right here. Oh, they all are now. It's a slaughter. Guys inside clearly don't want to open the gate for them. Probably a wise move, really. Alright, have you guys got that ram? You have. Take it up to the wall there. I don't want to try and get into that mess at the gate. Let's march you guys up there. Took a lot of casualties there. Our infantry definitely did anyway. They held the line just about though. Even with their massive morale debuff for all being starving. I am proud of you all. You've done very well. Yeah, this is nearly done. We just need to get through that wall and this will be over. I can send in the cavalry and they'll just run down the rest of the enemies. Let's speed this up.
A foe fights with horns made of clay.
Horns made of clay. This and stainless steel were your go-to medieval 2 mods? Yep. They were for a ton of people back in the day. They were just both excellent, really. They were lovely counterparts to each other as well. If you wanted your Western European Middle Ages stuff, you went for stainless steel. If you wanted to change it up and go east, you played a bit of Broken Crescent.
We are through the enemy's walls. Let him who defies us lay in peril.
Although at the time, I have to admit, not so much these days, but at the time, stainless steel didn't have as pretty units as Broken Crescent did. That was like the big thing for me about Broken Crescent back in the day. It was how pretty the new units all were. Because around the same sort of time this mod came out, stainless steel was mostly still using retextures of vanilla assets. Most of which were unfortunately not very historically accurate, so. That stainless steel locks, it was super vanilla plus, if that makes sense. Yeah. Pretty much was, really. There was another fun mod that didn't get quite so much press, but I really liked. Oh. Honestly, that'll do.
Victory, both righteous and well-deserved. It cannot be said otherwise.
632 men lost. Could have been worse, I suppose. Who got the highest kill count for the battle? It was the Nubian archers, interestingly. Unexpected MVPs. They got a lot of kills. Fair enough. You mean to say that vanilla Medieval 2 Scotland isn't historically accurate? Afraid so. Even in the stainless steel historical improvement project, they still have the tartan kilts from Braveheart. Unfortunately, if you want like a really good historically accurate medieval Scotland in a Total War game, get Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD for Attila installed. That mod has an absolutely superb medieval Scotland roster. Not a single kilt in sight. This settlement's fallen to the might of your army. Victory is yours. I think I will simply occupy it. Yes. Uh-oh. Well, Al-Basra's not long for this world, because that's a gigantic army, and I have no idea what I'm going to do about it.
The infidels wait at our gates, Sultan. It is a siege.
Muez al-Mamum, age 17. He's pretty loyal. Cruel and cunning, huh? Sure. Crown Prince Al-Nasir, fair in rule, promising commander, supply starving. Yeah, he's not going anywhere right now, is he? His army is going to be... As much as I'd like to move them out right now and immediately march all the way towards Al-Basra, I really can't. These poor guys are starving. They need to rest here in town. No. Repair those walls, please. And I guess when in doubt, build a shisha bar. There we go.
Would you wish to establish new trade links?
It's a Georgian merchant. Oh, okay. It's like, what's with that guy's accent?
As you will, Sultan.
It's a patriarch of the Georgian Apostolic Church. There's Tbilisi. Hello, guys. Would you like some trade rights?
Do not think our people something.
Would you also like map info?
No, we will not accept.
Fine, you can have map info for a tiny weeny bit of money.
Soon goodbye.
Here you go. Weirdos.
I cannot go
Let's send you this way, Mr. Diplomat. Yeah, I have no idea what I'm going to do about that army. 6 turns Al-Basra can hold out for.
I serve your will.
Arabian swordsman, Askari nobles, Khulam cavalry, Faris lancers, junior Khulam cavalry. We kind of need some infantry, really. I have 9 Kurdish swordsmen left. Oh dear. Well, that will have helped out the budget a little bit, getting an extra town under our belts that's producing an extra grand a turn for us. Fortunately, the council actually wants us to take this place. But we've got bigger problems in the east, as we've seen. Oh yeah. There was that. Well, I remember the mod you're talking about, from Medieval 2. Yeah. And yeah, it's in the mod itself is in Chinese, I think. I don't know if it ever got a translation. You keep going this way, man. Alright, there's not much else we can do this turn, is there? We've got a lot of characters knocking about there, haven't we? Whose loyalty's improved a lot. Well, Hamad's on 3 loyalty right now. Although actually, you were the really disloyal one when you came as. But he's loyalty 2 now. But he's got the Crown Prince babysitting him at the moment, so it's not quite such a big deal. Enter. Shisha for everyone, yes. Yes, I need to brush up on my Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I kind of Total War Three Kingdoms really kind of bounced off me a bit because I just don't understand the mythology behind it. Sort of a bit like trying to play Arthur in Total War without really knowing what King Arthur was all about. It's sort of tricky to get into, or worse than that, trying to play Troy Total War without ever having read or interacted with the Iliad. You know, it's a bit like, not really sure what's going on here, and unfortunately Three Kingdoms did not, for my money, did not do a tremendously good job of explaining it all. So, by contrast, my initial impressions, if you're curious, of Total War Pharaoh are actually quite different. I think Total War Pharaoh does a really good job of explaining its background and setting and various things to get you invested in the setting. Okay, yeah, we're basically boned here. I'm just gonna auto-resolve this. We're absolutely screwed. Kurdish Peshmerga, Turkmen regular horse archers, Turkmen raiders. If only we had some hoplites from Rome Total War to defend the town with, but we don't. We just got some Nubian spearmen and some Adath bowmen. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and auto-resolve that. We shall lose Al-Basra, awkward, annoying town that it was. Yeah, I watched that video, Dr. Fat, but honestly, it all kind of went in one ear and out the other. I got the basics of it, but still didn't really understand. Because Romance of the Three Kingdoms is not like just a little period of history. It's a whole story with a series of events and lots of different characters. And it's very complicated. And yeah, I couldn't figure any of it out. Alright, bride presented. Sure, why not? They sacked it, the bastards. Supplied desperate. Okay, Al-Nazir's army is getting resupplied. He's gone from extremely bad to desperate. It's taken a while, though. Yeah, his army's not going anywhere anytime soon. It's a real problem. The supply system is kind of brutal. But I guess it's my fault for sending him out there to do the siege without supplying him properly in the first place. Like, I really have only myself to blame here. My logistics suck. I didn't bring him back to Baghdad before sending him out. Leather tanner. Nah. I think I'll save my money. Although now might be a good idea to try build the Dhimmi community. I think I'm gonna do it. I want to see what we get for that. So for reference, right now Baghdad's income is 3,355 a turn. That takes 2 turns to build. That theoretically, I think building that is going to give us a huge cash injection at the cost of getting a penalty to our religion conversion bonus. And a public order bonus as well. I mean, public order debuff, I guess you could call it. But let's embrace the melting pot that is Baghdad and try and monetize the shit out of it. That's my plan. Right, I want you to go and find the Seljuks of Rum down here somewhere. Or the Byzantines, for that matter, actually. Trebizond's just down here, apparently. I just need more precious trade rights and map info. Hell, actually, our spy needs to go down here, actually keep an eye on what the heck's going on over there. Oh, hello. The Oyunids are here. Let's see if we can go and have a word with it. Oh, perfect. Hello. Yeah, guys, I'd really like a ceasefire. Yeah, I don't want to fight you. We start at war with you probably for historical reasons, but, like, look at the size of your army, guys. It's huge. I can't fight that.
The peace between us shall prevail.
Like, no thank you, frankly. I'll worry about you another time. I got other problems, frankly. Oh, there's a Seljuk diplomat right there. Although he's from the Seljuks over in this direction, I think, actually. Or is he? I'm not sure. There's 2 big sort of Turkic factions. So, arguably 3, actually, because you've got the Zengids as well. But anyway. Yeah, he's just trading silk, doing his thing. What's Kaimaz's? Supply is excessive. Arguably, we could game the system a bit here and have Kaimaz lead the army and leave Crown Prince Al-Nasir behind, and then the entire army would suddenly be excessively supplied. That feels like cheating, though, and I'm not going to do it. That would not be in the spirit of the rule, even if it would function as the rule is written. Mongols do show up in eventually in Crescent. Yes, they do. I can't remember exactly when they show up. Yeah, the Mongol invasion does happen in Broken Crescent. And yes, if you're playing as the Karakitai, who are all the way up here, one of your faction disadvantages on the campaign screen is that the Mongols will turn up in your back garden very quickly, and you're going to have to deal with them. You're going to be one of the first guys on the map that has to deal with them. In fact, so yeah. The Mongols will make an appearance later in the campaign.
I serve your will.
They probably have a really fun campaign, the old Karakitai, actually. I'd love to play them as them at some point. There are so many factions in this mod I'd love to play. I'd like to play as the Rajputs over here in India at some point. The Byzantines are always a good bit of good fun. Kiev all the way up here in this neck of the woods would be great. Playing as Saladin, obviously, pretty cool. And then or playing as Jerusalem and trying to, you know, basically try and survive, I suppose. This would be a Total War mod around Korea. I wouldn't be surprised if someone had already made one, to be honest. I know there were so many, like there were a lot of total conversion mods out there for Medieval 2. There were even more of them for Rome, and it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere back in the mists of modding history somebody made a Korean mod for Rome Total War. And it probably is in Korean as well, yeah.
Yes, my master.
I don't know much about Korean history either, I have to admit. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. I remember I absorbed a little bit of information about medieval Korea, though, after watching the Netflix series called Kingdom. I don't know if any of you remember that. It was quite good. It was a Korean zombie apocalypse series. But it's a zombie apocalypse set in medieval Korea. And it's really fucking good. I highly recommend it. But you want to go with subtitles, by the way, because the dub is just not very good. It defaults to the dub if you watch it in English on Netflix. You want to go into the options and switch it to subtitles. Trust me. Zombie apocalypse in medieval Korea was not a phrase you expected to hear today. Yep. It's really good, though. I'm a big fan of the whole concept of doing zombie apocalypse media, but in other time periods. I think it's really quite a fun twist on the genre. Okay, Al-Nazir's supply is getting sorted out slowly but surely. Alan Bar now has its shisha bar. Halfway to building the Dhimmi community. You guys probably want a town hall next, right? Let's get that underway. I think Baghdad could potentially become a real economic powerhouse for us. That's what I'm hoping anyway. You've yet to see a fantasy zombie apocalypse. I mean, technically, there's Game of Thrones. But, as we all know, that final season did end up being a bit of a wet fart. Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. Oh, I haven't thought about that in years, yeah. That's an amusing book. Aha. Oh no, the Uyunids want to try and take Al-Bazra for themselves, I bet. In fact, I reckon it looks like the Salgarids kind of want a piece of the pie too, but there's no way they have the troops for it. Oh dear. The Abbasid Caliphate continues to shrink. This is quite a challenging little campaign, this, in many ways, actually. It's not often I start off a campaign and lose a settlement. You want to see a Roman zombie apocalypse? I guess it could be fun. It's just something a little kind of kitschy about it, I suppose, though. Doing it in ancient Rome. I think it kind of worked really well in Kingdom, because sort of the medieval Asia is sort of shrouded in a lot of mysticism and occultism anyway, as far as we're concerned in the West anyway, to an extent. So it kind of worked. A zombie apocalypse movie in ancient Egypt could be a laugh, because then you've got like actual mummies.
I welcome both you and your cousin.
I think that's what we need to do this turn, don't think so. Oh, I forgot to move him, but he's on his way anyway. Isn't that just the mummy? What an excellent movie that was. So you guys are just suggesting these things because all you want to see is like period accurate soldiers fighting zombies, but like that's not how it would go. Zombie movies do not generally consist of soldiers shooting zombies for 90% of the runtime. I mean, like the only exception to that I can think of, and it's not really an exception at all, is the ending of Shaun of the Dead, when the army turns up right at the end. So I think you're kind of missing a beat here. You guys just want 300, but with zombies. But that's not what a zombie apocalypse movie set in a historical period would actually be like. Yeah, sure. Dave, don't ruin our dreams. I'd like to see Sumerian zombies. Ooh, yeah. Zombies in like ancient Babylon and Assyria. That's kind of cool. Okay, the Demi community thingy is done. Oh yeah, I should note actually this the whole tolerance intolerance thing. You can change that every time your ruler dies in this mod. It's a kind of neat feature. It's basically you don't just choose it for the entire campaign. You choose it for each ruler you have. So once Caliph Al-Mustadi dies of old age or gets, you know, a lance through the face in battle, for example, when the next Caliph comes along, you get the choice again. You can decide whether you want to continue with the tolerance or you know, go the opposite route, which is kind of neat. So you can sort of kind of change your religious policy depending on, you know, from monarch to monarch, much as it would have been in real life. So let's see, is that making us more money? My god, it is, yes. It's making us like an extra grand almost. It's making us wealthy indeed. Let's build a Sunni madrasa as well. How you doing, old Crown Prince there? Supplied. Excellent. You're gonna stay there for now, though. Keep resupplying. How's our income? Projected profits are rather small, but then I did just build a building, so.
I serve your will.
Mr. Spy? Come here and have a look what's going on. Okay, yeah, it looks like the Uyunids are gonna try and take Al-Basra. I hope they fail, honestly. That's the ideal outcome here, really, is they fail and both sides take a ton of casualties. Thoughts on the new Assassin's Creed game taking place in Mesopotamia? Don't really have any. I haven't looked up any of the trailers or any of the information about the game, really, other than I know that it takes place in Baghdad, I think, and that's about all I know. I'm a bit tired of Assassin's Creed on the whole, but like I'm willing to keep an open mind, because every now and again they do make an Assassin's Creed game still that is pretty good. I mean, I enjoyed the heck out of Origins way more than I thought I would back when that came out. So actually, I didn't even play it when it came out. I played it years later, actually, after Odyssey came out. I played a bit of Odyssey. It was like, eh. I played Valhalla, and I was like, eh. And then someone suggested I should give Origins a go, and I was like, I don't know, man. I've not really been enjoying Assassin's Creed lately. And I played Origins, and I was like, oh my god, actually, it's brilliant. It's I love it. So I hope the new one ends up being one of the good ones. He's going slightly the wrong direction, old Amin there, but he's sort of in the right neighborhood. I forgot to move him again. Oh, there you go. Look, ad break right on the end turn screen. If we could just time that perfectly in future, that'd be great. Origins is that nice mix of the RPG elements and the traditional assassin stuff. Yeah. I think so. I think they hit the sweet spot with that one. I liked Bayek as well, as even though his name makes me laugh because it sounds like a very surprised Yorkshireman. Bayek! But Bayek was a really good character as well, which really helped. I think he's probably my favorite Assassin's Creed protagonist since probably Ezio. Which really sold the whole concept for me, in addition to the fact that ancient Egypt, although it's more like classical Egypt, isn't it, in Origins, is just a superb setting.
Yes, my master? Nuh-uh.
Ah, hello there.
Does the Sahara prepare to receive your message, Sadiq? Very well. There is merit in there is something.
Would you also like to
else
trade
you
map
propose,
info?
then? There is no way
Okay, no, that's a bit steep, matey. Don't think so. There's a Roman diplomat. We can't talk to him this turn, but we'll keep an eye on him, I suppose.
As you will, Sultan.
Maybe he'll talk to us in the end turn. Alright, town hall's done in Al Anbar. Very nice. Population's looking reasonably happy. I'm going to crank taxes up a little bit, as a matter of fact. Slave market. Interesting, that enables recruitment of quite a few units. In addition to, you know, making you some money. Not an awful lot more money, though. A regular market. That's also not a huge increase either, is it really? We need to get these public order buildings in place so that we can then build the Dhimmi communities and then really start, you know, the economy booming. Oh, I think it happened. I think the Uyunids, yeah, they did attack. The wooden wall's damaged. I think the Uyunids ran away with their tails between their legs. I think they lost. I don't know where they've gone. I doubt they were completely wiped out, but Al-Basra has held. She had better information on the troops within the walls, but good news.
As you will, Sultan.
Oh, hello there.
As you will, Sultan.
I'd really like to try and take this place. I think this was recently besieged as well, isn't it? So I have to admit, that is a rather substantial garrison they've got there, but it's going to be presumably a slightly battered garrison.
As my Sultan wills.
How may I serve?
Let's see. The Nubian archers kind of kicked ass in that last battle, so I want to take them with me, I think. Just trying to figure out who we should leave behind on garrison duty.
Orders. Sultan. Orders.
Ooh, yep, immediately unhappy. That's going to be a problem, isn't it? You're not helping.
Our enemies will suffer. Combining our forces for strength, Sultan.
You didn't get
Sultan wills.
Amir of Wasit, Privy Seal. Didn't get any kind of like title for controlling Ananbar, I don't think. Muez al-Mamum, he doesn't have any kind of title yet. I'm going to send you over there. Okay, he just pissed them off. He actually made them angrier just by being there. What's wrong with you, dude? Cruel and cunning. Well-spoken, indifferent to the infidel. What's the deal with you, dude? How did you manage to make them angrier? I'm confused. Look at that.
As my Sultan wills. Infidel, our enemies will suffer.
Alright, you guys are moving over to Baghdad. I don't know what to do with you, frankly.
Infidels to kill, Sultan.
Dread
Our enemies
shouldn't
will
make the
suffer.
population unhappy. It should do the opposite. It should keep them in line. Theoretically, is the idea. So I'll send some Kurdish javelin men over there. There we go. Yeah, he does make them unhappier, doesn't he? Interesting. Maybe he causes unrest. Is there something here? Cruel and cunning? There must be something about him. Maybe it's the fact that his religion doesn't match the local religion, or... I don't know. Maybe Dread works differently in Broken Crescent. I don't know. Whatever. That is a lot of family members. Which means an awful lot of really good heavy cavalry for us to play with in an emergency. Dubious. Interesting. Natural command lines, no full supply. Okay, let's wait another turn. They should be really. He should have very good supplies, and then we can march on Al Hila. Try and get it before the other guys do. You don't like the modern day stuff? Well, that's one of the things I liked about Origins. Actually, it kept the modern day stuff down to an absolute bare minimum. You get virtually none of that in the game. There's a little teeny weeny tiny bit. There's a few very brief interludes where you basically get out of the Animus and walk around a little cave for a bit, for like 5 minutes before heading back in. But that's it. Okay. Amir of Al Anbar, there we go. Quartermaster and Architect. So yeah, you're now the Emir of Al Anbar. Which has reduced your loyalty a bit, but that's fine. It's all good. Right, Crown Prince Al Nasir, supply, full supply. I'd like it to be excessive before it sets off, really. Ooh, Abner Infantry, hello. Most prestigious of the Abbasid Infantry Corps. The Abner were based in Baghdad, and though typically armoured, could and would fight without their cuirass or even shield if their service to the Caliph demanded it. Armed for defensive and offensive purposes, this Abner infantry affiliate with the latter, arming themselves with javelin and mace to defend against infantry or lead the assault. Very nice. Other stuff we got available. Nubian spearmen. How do they stack up against like Bedouin spearmen? Lower attack, better defense, better armor as well, and they're cheaper. Then you've got these Nubian archers. Bedouin archers, Nubian archers. The Nubians are cheaper. Same missile attack. Caliph's Guard. That's awfully tempting. 4 turns to recruit him though. You've got Bedouins on camels. They scare horses, apparently. You know... the enemy does have quite a few horses. There's a lot of cavalry units in this settlement. Maybe we should get some camels. Yeah, fuck it, let's do it. Let's get some Bedouins on camels. Why not? Just for a giggle. Abner infantry as well. There's some proper, decent, elite infantry that can really go to town on the enemy in the event of a street battle.
I serve your will.
My eyes are yours.
You know what, you stay right there, Mr. Spy. You're in a pretty good spot right now. To keep an eye on things. How's about our diplomat over here? And who are you? You're a Georgian merchant, okay.
Yes, my
That
master.
Byzantine fellow has wandered off.
As you will, Sultan. Nuh-uh. As
You keep heading this way.
Sultan. Nuh-uh.
Gonna have a word with them there. Romanis. Tell them to Aeon Domus.
I serve your will.
Oops. Didn't realize I'd given him an order to move, but he has. I'm thinking... I was really tempted to play as the Byzantines today, because they're very good in this mod. However, I decided against it in the end, because I think I might play as one of the Byzantine factions in medieval kingdoms when we get around to it. I'm not sure. When I showcase the newest release of Medieval Kingdoms in this mod series, I'm thinking I'm either going to play as one of the Byzantine factions or I'm going to play as Scotland, because I think the Byzantines are really cool in that mod, because there's multiple different splinter factions of them, because 1212 AD was a really, really, really interesting time period for the Byzantine Roman Empire. Because a whole lot of really weird crap happened in that particular year. But also I'm tempted to try and play Scotland, because one of the things I really like about 1212 AD is that it has that awesome, very historically accurate Scottish unit roster. That's worth showing off as well. Okay. I think his supply is now excessive, right? Yeah. There's one more turn just to recruit these guys, so we might as well wait around, I suppose. Is there anything we can recruit in one turn? Yeah, we can get some archers. Do we really need more archers? Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, these are like 0-turn recruitment guides, I think. Or are they? Yeah, they are. Alright, let's just get a bunch of extra Nubian spearmen to bolster our infantry. How are you doing, Elanbar? You all settling down there? It's looking a little unhappy, but there's not much you can do about that right now. How is everybody doing here, loyalty-wise? The Caliph has very good authority, which helps. Lord High Chamberlain. Ooh, we got a bunch of retinue things we could hand out. Interesting. All right, you know what? Old Crown Prince Al Nazir. How about you have this Master Archer?
This I cannot do, Sultan.
Really?
This I cannot do.
All right, then never mind. What about like the Quartermaster?
This I cannot do, Sultan.
That's
This
weird.
I cannot do,
What
Sultan.
about Lord High Chamberlain? Oh wait, he's not one I can really hand out, I don't think.
This I cannot
Yeah, I
do,
can't give these ones out apparently. It's a bit annoying, never mind. Maybe the Caliph himself should march to war. He's got pretty good command, he's still young. Well, not for another turn at least.
As you will, splitting the army.
We're watching you.
Bubble up.
Scum.
Thanks for the Prime sub. Welcome aboard. I have to say, I'm enjoying this campaign so far. It's a little bit challenging, a little slow paced at the beginning, but we've got an interesting starting position, surrounded by a bunch of nasty enemies who are quite tough. And I've already lost a city, which I can't immediately take back either. Elevator music. I know. Which faction are the Armenians? So the Kingdom of Armenia. It's more like the Kingdom of Kilikian Armenia. They're actually based down here because they're the sort of Armenian kingdom in exile. They're a really fun faction to play as. I recommend them. Okay. Ooh, Armenia and Jerusalem are at war. And Jerusalem has managed to piss off the Romans as well. I wouldn't want to be Jerusalem right now. They seem to have made an enemy of basically everybody. The Crusaders have managed to piss off literally all their neighbours. Well done there, lads.
How may I serve, Sultan?
Alright.
Yalla.
Crown Prince Al Nasir.
As my Sultan wills.
I'm strongly considering leaving you behind to govern Baghdad and have the Caliph march out. But then again, you are a natural commander. Now, let's leave the Caliph behind in Baghdad for now. I think he's also kind of he's really helping to keep the place under bloody control as well. There's lots of governor's influence there. So, right, Al Nasir, you can bring everybody except Ismail along with you, I think.
Orders. How may I serve?
What are we leaving behind?
Orders. Sultan.
Do we want to take the Adath Bowmen or do we want to take the Nubians? I think I want to take the Nubians, they're better.
Sultan.
Of course, Sultan. I will bring our forces.
Alright, that's not a full stack, but it's close enough. Get marching, boys.
We move at first light.
I serve your
They might want to stop up in Wasid actually along the way to resupply, I'm thinking, before marching all the way to Al Basra. That might not be a bad idea. What should we do with you, Mr. Diplomat? I guess you can just hang out here and keep an eye on things.
As you will, Sultan.
I would like to take Al-Hilal, but I think we really ought to just do something about this in the meantime. Before someone else snaps it up. We really ought to take it back.
My Sultan wills.
Shisha Den. Oh, does Baghdad still not have a Shisha Den? Apparently not. Silk Caravan. How much extra money would that make us? Ooh, quite a bit. Yeah, do it. Build me a silk caravan. I want to be rich. Stinking rich.
As my Sultan wills.
Where's my diplomat? I must have forgot about him. There you are.
Zaida, mighty Sultan.
Where them Byzantines at?
Nuh-uh.
Oh, there's some of them.
Is there something I can do for you?
Trade rights?
We accept this proposal on another.
I'm going to try map info, but they're not going to go for it, are they? No, it's already. It's demanding. So forget it.
Concludes our meeting, yes?
Okay. You start with you making your way back in this direction. I mean,
Resting here, mighty Sultan.
Crown Prince needs some experience. Yeah, I think so. I'd like. He's still very young. I think we can groom him to become hopefully a very, very, very good commander. That's my thinking. Going late tonight? Yeah, I started an hour later than normal, so we'll stop pretty soon, but let's see if we can get to Al Basra and take it back before we end the stream. Excuse me. I'm tired. I'm really tired. English only here, Andre. English only, man. Otherwise you're going to get suspended. Perform zakat. Zakat is one of the 5 pillars of Islam and is expected to be paid by all practicing Muslims who have the financial means, the niqab. In early Islamic history, zakat was, I probably pronounced that hilariously wrong, was used as almsgiving to the poorest, and in states of emergency also pay the Muslim troops. At the end of the Umayyad dynasty, zakat ceased to be a centralized system. Some Islamic sultans or emirs used zakat to pay their soldiers and administration instead of giving charity to those living in poverty. As ruler of a Muslim state, you can organize an effective zakat that reaches the very poor. This would reduce squalor, increase popularity with the people of your faith, and may be a good example for other governors and generals. If you accept, zakat may cost you 4,000 florins. Tragically, we actually cannot afford it, so no. The Zenkids and the Eldeguzid Atabeg are at war, apparently. No zakat paid. You've opted not to pay zakat to the slums. As warrior of Allah, you will use this money better than the beggars and for the glory of Islam. Well, it's not. I just don't have the money, dude. How are you doing? Your supply's still excessive, isn't it? Yeah. Alright. I don't know if you have to actually be in a city. I think maybe you just have to be in friendly territory, in which case I'm not going to move you all the way into enemy territory. Hello.
My sultan wishes you dead.
My sultan wishes you dead. I didn't notice you guys. They might be a problem.
As my sultan wills.
Yeah, I might have to kill them before we go any further anywhere else.
I serve your will.
Oh, by the way, if you're a fan of old school Total War games with their extremely cheeseball voice acting, you're going to enjoy Total War Pharaoh, because Total War Pharaoh has some extremely hammy, scenery-chewing voice acting in it. It's marvelous.
As my sultan wills.
Where is... I mean, is he... Yeah, he's queued up to go march down this way. I think we'll go say hello to the Crusaders while they're still around.
As you will, Sultan.
Those dastardly Franks and Latins. I could reach the bridge, but I don't want to, because it would take me into enemy territory and therefore start depleting my supplies. And I have a march all the way to Al Basra to do still. You could do some fun total conversion mods with Pharaoh if you wanted to, because the whole royal court system that Pharaoh has, you could have a lot of fun with if you wanted to take that map and put it in a different time period. Like, you could take the Total War Pharaoh map, and you could do a Crusades era total conversion mod for Total War Pharaoh using a lot of the vanilla game mechanics, and it would probably be really good. I hope somebody actually does that at some point.
Allah, the most merciful, has delivered us.
Oh my god! Did Al Najaf just rebel and side with us? That's amazing. I didn't know that could happen. Holy crap. We just got a free city, everybody. Crusade launched. The Grand Crusade has been declared by the Pope to reclaim the Holy Land for the Muslims. Okay, that's going to be spicy. Does that mean they lost Jerusalem? They might have done. Loyalist revolt. The people of this place now willingly bow before the Sultan as their new master. Disillusioned with the corruption and treachery of their former rulers, they have placed their faith in your strength and wisdom to lead them into a new golden age, or at the very least a better life than they had led before. Which means we're now at war with the Oyonids again as a result of that. Oops! Yeah, that wasn't really part of the plan, lads, I'll be honest.
Yes, my master. You have come to ask for the Sultan's mercy. Yes, agreed.
Okay, they've agreed to a ceasefire though, so... So that's interesting. We've now got a free city, which is swarming with little peasant levy spearmen. And some Bedo camel archers, apparently. It's got a Dhimmi community in it as well. It's also not very happy. We should probably do what we always do and build a shisha den. And repair the town hall while we're at it as well. Ah, sweet! We got a free town! I love it. Alright, these guys need to be dealt with. I don't need them attacking Wasit while I'm busy dealing with Al-Basra, so... This could be a costly battle, though, is the unfortunate thing. I don't even know what they've got, really, army-wise. But I think it needs to be done. Zayed Al-Firi. He has Al-Rumat, archers. He's got camels. He's got Oyunid nobles. Al-Mushat. Sort of basic infantry. Looks like they've got javelins. Oyunid tribesmen. Alright. I think we're going to have an advantage in the cavalry department, if nothing else. Alright, Al Nasir. Kick his ass, man. That's one of the Indian factions there, I think. These units are from, you're seeing there. I really like a Total War game set in India, while we're on the subject. Or if we're on the subject of Total War games in unusual settings that we could all benefit from a bit of education on, a Total War game set in India would be pretty sweet. There's a lot of Indian history to choose from as well. You could go medieval India, you could go, like, I don't know what the right term would be, but sort of classical period India, you know. You could do one that's sort of colonial India. Loads of options to go with for that. You can play as the I sort of a splinter chunk of the Mauryan Empire in Divide et Impera. They're one of the coolest factions in the game, actually, with their roster of Indian units with all the big longbowmen and the chariots and the elephants and stuff. They're really cool. All right, let's do this. Let's try and get this sorted out. The Nubian spearmen. Right, I think I want... not going to make the same mistake as last time. I want a line of spearmen at the front. And then I want the sword infantry behind them. You guys need to be within this with all the spear guys as well, don't you? You and you. Need to be part of our front line of spearmen. And then you guys, you guys, you guys in the back. This flank looks a bit weedy, doesn't it? It's kind of... that's better. I'm much happier with that. Even it out a little bit so we don't end up with one of our flanks collapsing. We got Nubian archers. Let's have them at the back doing their thing. They got a lot of kills last time, those guys did. And then we got the Bedouins on their camels. Whoa, steady there. Hello there, boys. On those fine steeds of yours. And then we've got all the cavalry. So Al Nasir, you can go at the back there. Let's have... I forget this guy's name, but he can be on the left flank. We'll have this disloyal bugger on the right flank. You can have the Caliph's guard with him. On the left flank we'll have the Faris Lancers and the Faris Cavalry. And I guess I'll stick some Khulam horse archers. Oh, they're already over here actually. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. I'm not sure what we'll do with the camels just yet. I guess I'll have them here in reserve for the moment. Alright, is that everything? Pretty much taken care of, I think. I think it is. I think we're good to go. Where's our Nasir himself? There he is. Hello there, sir. Nice cloak. Big fan. I like the colours. It's our Arabian swordsman. Look at him shaking his ass at the enemy. I like it. Guy's got spirit. Alright then. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Oh, they've all started over there for some reason. Is it because they've got that hill over there? Sort of big dunes to stand on. Try and use the higher ground. Gosh, they have a lot of cavalry. I guess we'll see what they decide to do. Oh my god. Please tell me you've not... Oh, I hate it when this happens. Alright, everybody. You tell them to move out there and they just all decided to go into a big single line instead of actually sticking to the formation you had them in. Very frustrating. Especially on this map where the yellow preview markers are really difficult to see against all that bright yellow sand. Okay. What's the program we got for the camera? It's called FreeCam. Sometimes I miss the line of sight mechanics from the later Total War games, because if we were playing Attila right now, I wouldn't be able to see these guys because they're behind a hill. Don't think I'd be able to see any of these guys either, actually. This song's a banger. Yeah, it's good old Medieval 2 soundtrack by Jeff Van Dyke. It's quite marvelous. See if we can squish you guys up a bit forward. Mostly so I can get the archers a bit further forward, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of you right away. Where's Django when you need him? Whoa, I've just noticed the camera. hold on a second, folks. I've just noticed that I'm doing my Oblivion NPC impression right now again. Yeah, the game just got nuked all the way up to maximum like it likes to do. I think it's the white t-shirt, it messes with it a little bit. I was just glancing over at OBS and I was like, poof. Bloom lighting to the max. It's very appropriate for this game, though, because this game loves its bloom lighting as well, doesn't it? There we go. I'm back. Also, the camera's kind of cropping out parts of my head, I've noticed as well. I guess because it's kind of dark in here. Maybe it's because I moved the lamp. I think that's what the main problem is at the moment. But like, there's a whole chunk of my head that goes missing if I move my head backwards. NVIDIA broadcast is fucking with me tonight. Camera's giving me a haircut. It literally is, isn't it? Alright. Let's group you guys so I can, yeah, move you like this, just to be on the safe side. It's gonna be a proper field battle, isn't it? Well, they found a good position up there, haven't they, on this hillside? Doesn't seem like they have very much in the way of actual infantry is the interesting thing. Unless there's some of it over here I'm not seeing, but they're a bit low on infantry. They got a smattering of guys with javelins, and they got some archers, and that's kind of it. And then they got loads of cavalry. Tell you what. Bring up the camels. I think I'm just going to kick this off with a cavalry charge right in the face. Which they'll probably try and run away from, but we'll do some damage and it'll hopefully provoke the enemy into doing something rash. Oops. Accidentally muted the sound. Alt and S is the mute sound keyboard shortcut. I don't know why on earth there's a keyboard shortcut to mute the game's sound, but there is.
Victory is well within our grasp.
Ooh, already?
Time our foe will surely see
Alright,
this.
here comes the enemy. Cavalry. Oh, these guys are already routing. Fantastic. Camels! Away! Our secret weapon! The Bedouin camel riders. Look at them already start running. Those are horse archers, aren't they? Probably. And it looks like Jav Cav, actually. Maybe we can catch them. This is medieval too, so it takes ages for units to react. Alright, let's pull back. Is that one of my... That's one of my actual characters stuck in the middle of that melee right now. That's not good. You need to get out of there, dude. Yeah, there we go. Oh my god, that was one of my generals. Trust him to be the one man in the entire unit that got stuck. Holy shit. Oh man, they're coming at us in wedge formation. Interesting. Yes, camels. Should be scaring the crap out of the enemy horses, I hope. Shaken, yeah. They're not happy. Oh boy, these guys are getting nailed by the archers, aren't they? Let's put a stop to that, shall we? Archers seem to be very effective in Broken Crescent, I'm noticing. Well, you need nobles. Okay, that's not great. Send up some of the spearmen, in fact. Alright, hold the line there, Bedouins. Alright, we've caught these guys. Bit of a pincer. Holy horse archers, Batman. They have got a lot of them. Yeah, they're routing.
Victory is well within our grasp. In time, our foe will surely see this and lose heart.
Okay, Nubian spearmen, you get back over here. No, I'm trying to select the camels. There we go. Oh, I forgot about you guys, just kind of standing there, getting shot at. That whole unit of Faris cavalry is just going to be wiped out. They've had a very bad day. Oh, hello. The unit nobles have charged in. What's the deal with that? Surprise! We have camels again. Wavering, yeah. Get some nice close-ups of the action. Look at the camels go!
Victory is well within our grasp.
So you keep telling me, announcer man. Seems very confident of our victory right now. Alright, get out of there. Don't get... No! Oh, classic Medieval 2 unit behavior right now. Just disobedient as heck. What part of run over here a disengage are you not understanding, boys? Fuck's sake. Alright, there we go. Mother of God. Right, I need to cycle charge this, lads. These cavalry charges feel kind of sad. Yeah, they're fucking annoying is what they are. See if the Caliph's Guard can pin these guys down, and then I can send in some of the Bedouin spearmen. Well done, camel riders. Hello. What's that? Oh, it's my cooldown horse archers. You do horse archery things. Alright. Now charge into the backs of these spearmen who are still kicking my poor Nubians' asses. You gonna charge properly? Looks like you are. That's much more impressive. Yeah, routing and broken. There we go. Broken with a really good cav charge. And he's going over here. You're fighting these missile cav.
Our foe fights with horns made of clay. We are winning the battle.
Horns made of clay. Run down these archers as well while you're at it. Alright, and skedaddle. What part of skedaddle are you not understanding, you fucks? Actually, no, they have mostly gotten out of dodge, except for 1 or 2 slow coaches. Let's try and pin them with the spearmen. Sending the Bedouins there. You guys gonna do a proper charge here? It's looking like a no, honestly, from here. Yeah, 1 guy charged. One guy charged in. Fucking useless cavalry. And now the rest of them are ignoring my orders. There we go, finally.
Only half the enemy force remains. We must pray they lose their will to fight.
That's looking to me like another shitty, weak-ass charge there, boys. Let's bring up the Crown Prince.
We have cut off the serpent's head. The enemy general is slain.
Well, that's good.
Let's see how these snakes fight without
Oh yeah, mass rout. Wavering. Broken. Oh, actually, yeah, you guys go in there. The rest of you can chase after them. Alright, I think we've cleaned house pretty effectively here. There's still a few units to mop up, but aside from that, we're good. Horse archers up here have been doing a good job in the background.
All praise to Allah.
There we go.
You have left our enemy lost. They run like children. Scour them from the field.
We have won, everybody. It wasn't. It was a little costly on our cavalry, but it could have been a lot worse, I think. Infantry-wise, I think we pretty much just lost some Nubian spearmen, and that's more or less it. Everyone else is largely fine, except for a few bow casualties from the enemy horse archers, it looks like. It's our cav that took the brunt of that, but at the same time, it's our cav that pretty much won that battle for us anyway, so... At least, unlike in stainless steel, it's not quite so difficult to replace these guys. I think we'll call that.
Great victories
472
are like
men
sweet
lost.
nectar.
Nah, not bad.
Come, let us drink of the most rare and glorious fruit.
Judging by how my medieval 2 battles usually go. Alright, who won on kill count then? It looks like the Hulam horse archers ran away with it with 224 kills. Second place goes to the Caliph's Guard. One of them, anyway. Third place to Faris Lancers. And then fourth, Faris Cavalry. Lots of cav kills. Camp sacked. Great tidings, my lord. Our soldiers sacked the enemy camp. This wealth will aid us in the days to come. Got some money. Aspiring commander for Crown Prince Al Nazir. Winning first, +1 dread. Retinue expands. Sword bearer. Fuck yeah. You can go hang out in Wasit for now. We can try and retrain some of these, I guess. Actually, just retrain the Bedouins. They lost a lot of guys. Well, my little camel riders, who did a fantastic job there, because I think their fear effect really, like, in lots of areas locally in that battle, really came through for us. Did a really good job. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're done for this evening. I'm going to say this is Abbasids, if we decide to come back to it at some point. Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed this look at Broken Crescent, one of my favourite Total War mods. I highly recommend you get it. I specifically recommend you pick up the Buff and Shine version of the mod, which I think is a sub-mod, but I think it's all packaged together. You can download it in one thing nowadays. Buff and Shine kind of just, you know, fixes up old Broken Crescent, adds some new features like the fun role-playing scripts, fixes bugs, does all that kind of stuff, basically. Just takes Broken Crescent and makes it better. So go and have a look at that. If you're watching this on YouTube, I'll try and see if I can hopefully remember to put links to these mods in the description. But Broken Crescent remains to this day one of the finest Total War mods ever made. I'm actually stunned by how much I was really enjoying this campaign this evening, actually. I kind of picked the Abbasids on a whim, really. I didn't know whether or not they would actually be any fun to play as, but turns out they really actually are. I've been enjoying this immensely. It's been an educational experience as well in many ways. I could sit here for hours poring over all of the you know, the unit descriptions and the building descriptions and stuff, and really, you know, learn some damn history here. Speaking of learning some damn history, though, when we next tune in for some more Total War modding shenanigans, I'm thinking what we might do next time is a bit of Europa Barbarorum 2, which is another Medieval 2 mod, but it converts the game over to a classical setting, and it's essentially the Rome Total War period, but in the Medieval 2 engine. With a huge focus on historical accuracy. Like the original EB was a mod for Rome Total War, and then they made EB2 as the sequel, which was based on the Medieval 2 engine. And it's one of the most amazing mods ever made because of how utterly committed it is to the idea of historical accuracy. And yes, EB2 is a really good role-play mod, as a thing has pointed out. If you like role-playing in your Total War games, EB2 is superb for that. So we might be checking that out next week. Have a little look at EB2, because that definitely deserves to be included in this here showcase. It's a banger. It's a good one. The EB2 is an amazing mod. It had, if I recall, you know, like actual academics and university professors and stuff on the mod team for Europa Barbarorum back in the day. Like a lot of extremely knowledgeable people poured a lot of their talent and effort into making that mod, and it really shows, because you can spend hours playing EB2 just sitting, reading building descriptions and unit descriptions and trait descriptions, just learning history. It's a very educational mod in addition to being quite a fun one, so that might be what we're checking out next time. Another Medieval 2 mod I want to take a look at is, well, there's a couple of others. One is Divide and Conquer, which we want to have another look at, which is the Lord of the Rings mod. And I also want to show you guys a mod called Insularis Draco. I know a lot of you really liked, those of you who tuned in to watch the Arthurian Total War stream, I know a lot of you really liked that mod. Insularis Draco is very similar. It's Dark Age Britain, post-Roman collapse. But Insularis Draco kind of picks up where Arthurian left off, and is just sort of the same concept, but done even more even gooder, even more betterer. I'm losing the ability to manipulate my vocabulary here a little bit this evening, but because I'm really tired. But if you liked Arthurian Total War, Insularis Draco is going to blow your socks off. I'm kind of saving it till last, to be honest with you, because it's one of the best mods I've played in years. It's so good. So those are the things that are going to be coming up in the next over the next week, I think. Tomorrow, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming, because I'm going to be away in Leicester for the day, and I don't know if I'm going to make it back in time in order to do a stream in the evening. We'll see. We'll find out. I don't know yet. But on Sunday, we'll be back with more Morrowind, as per usual. So tune in for that for definite, folks. I might be live tomorrow, but I don't know yet. Aside from that, be more Total War next week, on Thursday and Friday. And until then, folks, have a good one. If you're watching it on YouTube, I shall be catching up on your comments and having a look at what you guys have to say about the mod and suggestions for future mods as well. Yeah, have a good one, everybody. I'm just going to see if I can find somebody for us to raid. Let's see. Who's live right now? Successfully lost is playing some Baldur's Gate 3. Let's raid her. When the thing's ready, there we go. Brilliant. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, go say hi to Lost for me. And I will catch you, if not tomorrow, then definitely on Sunday. Toodaloo.